Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hello Word. I'm your host, Alex, and I'm thrilled to have you join me today as we explore the fascinating world of English vocabulary. Today's word is cigarette. It's an A2 level noun meaning tobacco rolled in paper. So, what exactly is a cigarette? Well, simply put, a cigarette is a thin cylinder of finely cut tobacco rolled in paper for smoking. People light one end and inhale the smoke at the other. It's a common but unfortunately unhealthy habit. You'll often hear people talking about smoking cigarettes. For example, someone might say, he went outside for a cigarette break. Or, she offered him a cigarette, but he declined. Let's explore some synonyms for the word cigarette. One synonym is smoke. While smoke can refer to the act of smoking in general, it can also be used more colloquially to refer to a cigarette. For instance, want to go for a smoke? Another synonym, though slightly outdated, is fag. It's important to note that this term can be considered offensive in some regions, so be mindful of your audience. You might hear someone say, he bummed a fag from his friend. However, stick to cigarette or smoke to be safe. Here are a few more synonyms. We can also use the term cancer stick, which is a rather blunt and disapproving term for cigarette, highlighting its health risks. For example, he knows it's a cancer stick, but he can't quit. Then we have the synonym roll-up, which describes a cigarette that someone makes themselves. For example, she always smokes roll-ups because they're cheaper. Now, let's think about antonyms. Since a cigarette involves smoking, antonyms would relate to things that are smoke-free or involve quitting smoking. Abstinence could be considered an antonym. Abstinence means refraining from something, in this case, cigarettes. For example, after years of smoking, he finally committed to abstinence. Another related word is cessation. Cessation refers to the act of stopping something, such as the cessation of smoking. The government is promoting smoking cessation programs. Another antonym could be healthy living, as cigarettes are detrimental to health. For example, he traded cigarettes for healthy living. And of course, non-smoking is a pretty direct antonym in many situations. For instance, this is a non-smoking area. How can you use the word cigarette in everyday life? Well, you might hear it in conversations about health, addiction, or social situations. For example, the doctor advised him to quit cigarettes for his health. Or, she finds it hard to socialize without having a cigarette. You might also see it in public service announcements about the dangers of smoking. For instance, the advertisement showed the harmful effects of cigarettes on the lungs. Here are some more examples of cigarette in sentences and phrases. He lit a cigarette and inhaled deeply. The smell of cigarettes lingered in the air. She crushed her cigarette under her shoe. He bought a pack of cigarettes from the store. The ashtray was full of cigarette butts. Smoking cigarettes is bad for your health. He's trying to quit cigarettes using nicotine patches. She hides her cigarettes from her children. The price of cigarettes has increased. He uses cigarettes as a stress reliever. So, to recap, today we learned about the word cigarette, an A2 level noun meaning tobacco rolled in paper. We explored synonyms like smoke, fag, cancer stick, and roll-up. We also discussed antonyms such as abstinence, cessation, healthy living, and non-smoking. We looked at how cigarette is used in everyday language and some examples of its usage in sentences and phrases. Thank you for joining me on Hello Word today. I hope you found this episode helpful and informative. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. Your support helps others find our show, and we really appreciate it. Also, I encourage you to create your own sentence using the word cigarette and share it as a comment under this episode. I'd love to see what you come up with. Until next time, keep learning and exploring the wonderful world of words.